his passage cleanse the world and keep the world for his people.
I got my copy of Uprising today. Awesome. I put it up for a live stream. Dune, question mark, maybe Uprising. And I got it. If you order from Dire Wolf, they always do this weird thing with Dune, I've noticed, with Imperium. They put promo card packs. They just kind of tape them on there. One of these is definitely new, because I know Thumper was part of the original Imperium, and now we have Arrakis Revolt. And I've actually been keeping track with this, and I've seen people's gripes about how this is a money grab, and I don't think so. From what I understand, this is telling the second part of the movie series, and it's a standalone expansion. So if you don't have the core Imperium, it's actually really cool. And if you do have the core Imperium and the expansions, this can actually be added to it. So a lot of really neat stuff with that. So I don't think it's quite a money grab like people think it is. But with that, let's get to the box. Alright, after betraying and destroying House Atreides, the Emperor has given the Harkonnens control of the planet Arrakis once more. But a mysterious warrior named Muad'Dib has risen from power among the Fremen, threatening the schemes of the Emperor and his allies. No house or faction can stand idle as the flow of spice to the Imperium is threatened by all-out war, but any power can be influenced or betrayed. Uprising is a standalone sequel that expands on Dune Imperium, blend of deck building and worker placement. Continue to balance military might, political intrigue, wielding new tools to pursuit of victory. Spies will shore up plans, vital contracts will expand your resources, or learn the ways of the freemen and ride the mighty sandworms into battle. Plus, there is a new 6-player variant that looks like Emperor from Magic, if I recall well. But there was some weird stuff, like there are plastic worms, but there's only 4 of them. There's 8 total. You get 4 wood ones. I'm not exactly sure why they do that, but we'll see when we get to it inside and look at exactly how everything is. I'm not exactly sure what the transparency app is with this little barcode down here. But I got this direct from Dire Wolf, and I'm really happy that it arrived. It's super quick. And this will be coming to retail. I'm also really happy that they didn't do this on Kickstarter, because I just don't believe a company that actually makes board games well should kickstart stuff. But this is a pre-order. No art in the box. We have our Dune Imperium stuff. Oh yeah, there is a digital version of Imperium coming. I forgot about that. I guess that's cool. We have our giant book. So the tokens look the same. And then we got the sandworms that look like the number 2 for some reason. I don't know why they look like the number 2 to me. First player marker is the same. The alliance tokens look the same. The shield wall and the mark hooks are the new things I saw. And of course the new cards. And the spies. So really neat stuff that Dire Wolf just added this as what's changed for the game modes. The spies are a really neat feature. The shield wall looks like it's really easy to destroy. So, new setup rules. The agents, yes, the Mentat is gone. I was never a fan of the Mentat because it was a really powerful thing to always take, and now that's gone, that the spies can do all sorts of weird wonky stuff. I'm kind of happy with it. And it looks like it plays the same as regular Imperium. Gonna do that on the live play. But we have the hooks that you need to get the worms, and then the second thing you need to do to have the worms is blow up the shield wall, which is a critical location. The spy mechanic's really neat. I like the spy mechanic a lot. The order of resolve and reveal is a little bit different. I forgot exactly what. That's strength. Your strength is no longer explicit setup between resolve effects and cleanup. Strength set at any point while resolving effects and updated as needed, because Gurney Halleck, leader, has some reference to it. Combat? Oh, the combat's really cool now since they have these little icons that you collect and you get upgrades when you win, or abilities. So, and then we have these the CHOM module for setup extras. We got the clarification, a little bit of strategy tips, and how to add the expansions. Got this board space guide that I really like. It's really helpful when you just got to do a quick reference on a location. The new 2-player solo variant. Now we have Rivals. Read it, but can't remember too well. And then we have this new 6-player game where one side, one team, 2 teams, 3 people each. One person's going to be Emperor, one person's going to be Muad'Dib. And then you have basically your bodyguards, but they alternate between your enemy players, and they said that's part of like the spy network. But this is a really neat mode, and I'm really looking forward to trying out the 6-player variant. I just need to teach Imperium to a few more people. But I think it's really cool that the faction abilities upgrade, and you basically choose who you're actually on your team to get resources and buffs from you. So, really neat. All right. So we have the new boards for the Emperor and the Fremen. And these are used specifically in the 6-player module. This is a nice little breakdown. It says specifically for use of Rise of Ix expansion and for use in 6-player game only. Kind of a pain for me to remember how to organize that. We got, I think, yeah, the modules, the markers, those are all the same. The shield wall, which it just looks like a mountain. And our new board. Sad. It's not as well thought out as I thought the answer would be. So looks like we have 2 sides. It's not marked what side this is for. But it looks roughly the same as the old Imperium board. 4-player. This one, the 6-player side. And then we have the other side, which I'm not sure which game variant this side is for. It just says AC. I believe this is the 6-player variant. So the Emperor now has Sardaukar, Dutiful Service. Highliner is back, which is disappointing since Highliner is really broken in this game. Deliver supplies. They did remove the fold space cards. I don't know if that was a good play. Then we have espionage here with the Bene Gesserit went more into like weird secret nonsense. And of course the Fremen are still strength. Not as strong as they used to be, but still pretty useful. Now we got this with the shield wall goes there. This is the new secure place that the Harkonnens have fortified. We got the spice refinery, Arrakeen, and the Imperial Basin. The Haga Basin, the Deep Desert, Steeches, Research Station. The High Council is actually really good now. I do like this ability that you can pay 2 spice to get entry carded through soldiers if you have the High Council seat. Swordmaster. From what I understand, here's the Swordmaster. You can only do the Swordmaster once now. And here's the spy agent location. So when we put the spy there, if anyone goes there, it doesn't block you now from doing it. So Highliner's not too broken. The Siege, we have this icon to destroy the shield wall. So it doesn't look like the shield wall is too hard to destroy, but it only looks like one person can do it. You can put your spies out in the desert. So lots of really cool things to do with the spies. The tokens are still wood, just like the original Imperium. We got our spy tokens. I think these are the regular army tokens. They just threw both armies in a single bag. Here are sandworms. Kind of funky looking. But there's our sandworm. Even has the mouth. Textured and everything. I believe these are for, one of the tokens is for Fade, and I think the other two are for the 6-player mode. We got our bunnies, we got our markers, and then we got these wooden sandworms that look like the number 2 for some reason. Because you can have up to 2 sandworms in battle now. Yeah, it does feel odd that they gave you these and then give you the wood ones. It's nice to have. But having another set of these guys would have been really cool. Alright. And our terrible, terrible insert that makes it impossible to actually put stuff in. I don't know if they are going to make a deluxe insert like they did for Imperium. And with the amount of cards, I don't think I'm able to fit that in the Imperium box, the deluxe box. So, let's check out the new characters. So we have Muad'Dib here, with House Atreides, of course. Reveal turn. If you have one or more sandworms in a conflict, get Intrigue card. And now instead of being able to look through the deck, you get to draw a card with your signet ring. The backs are the same. Fade. Fade does some weird stuff with his token. I know he has that white marker token, and it goes through there. You're going to have to read how he works. And then it's cool that you can return a spy from the board to get 2 power in a battle. Signet ring is personal training. Move Fade token 1 space to the right of your training track. Earn the reward on the new space. Okay. That's pretty neat. Lady Margaret Finning. When you reach 2 influence with Bene Gesserit, you get 2 spice. Okay. And the informants, spy on a purple location. Lady Amber Mituli. Reveal turn, you may retreat one of your troops. Signet ring, fill coffers. Gain 1 Solari. And 1 spice if you have an alliance. Here's Gurney. House Atreides. Always smiling. Reveal turn. If you have 6 or more strength in a conflict, or 10 in a 6-player game, you get +1 resource or influence to buy. And War Master, you just get a troop. These guys are all pretty easy to play too. They're all level 1s, 5 level 1s. Lady Jessica. House Atreides. Other memories. While you send an agent to a Bene Gesserit board space, you may return all your memories to your supply. Draw a card for each one, then flip this leader over. That seems really fun. Spice Agony. Pay 1 spice. Intrigue card. To draw an intrigue card and move a troop from your supply to the Bene Gesserit area of the board. It is now a memory. Okay. And on our other side, she becomes the Reverend Mother. Spoilers. Reverend Mother, once during each of your turn, when you send an agent to a Bene Gesserit or Fremen board space, you may spend water to repeat the effects printed on the space. That's really cool. And then you have her new ability, pay 1 spice to get a water with the signet ring. She seems like she's going to be a lot of fun to play. We have Princess Aurelia. Imperial Birthright. When you reach 2 influence with the Emperor, get an intrigue card. Chronicles of Insight. You may choose and acquire a card that costs 1 or more to your hand, or trash a card from your hand if it costs 1 or more to get 2 spice. I kind of like that ability. We have Stan Tudyk. Starts the game without a diplomacy in your deck. Okay. Struggle Spice. Whenever another player sends an agent to a marker board space you're spying on, gain a spice. That can be fun. Unseen Network. Signet Ring. If a spy is placed on green, pay 1 spice for 3 Solari. If it's placed on any of the factions, pay 2 Solari to gain an entry card. And then we have the Emperor. I wonder if they actually did this art from the movie. So, the Emperor has the set-aside ability. Both static or contracts only can acquire them during the game. The Emperor of the Unknown Universe. Units cannot be deployed to a conflict this turn. That seems really broken. Is this everybody or is it just you? And then you get 1 Solari or 1 soldier or 3 Solari and up with any of the factions. Very neat. Very, very neat. I'm guessing there's 60 of these cards now because there should be for a 6-player variant. Our new cards that we can buy in the market, we have Prepare the Way, Bene Gesserit. If you have 2 Bene Gesserit, get an influence. 2 influence with Bene Gesserit, draw a card. I kind of like this. The spice must flow with the Spacing Guild. Still gives you a victory point. Get 1 spice. And new cards. Nope, this. I know this red ring is for the Emperor only. If you completed 2 more contracts, draw a card. If you completed 4 more contracts, draw a card. Seems really strong. Delivery agreement. Discard to get a contract thingy. If you've completed 4 more contracts, trash this card to get a point. Or 1 spice. Interstellar Trade, Spacing Guild, get a little contract token, go up for each contract you completed. So the Emperor just wants to make deals all day. The Emperor of Logistics. Priority contracts, Spacing Guild, if you completed 4 more contracts. 2 spice if you completed 4 more contracts. Okay, so are these all contracts? They seem like it. Alright, and these are for the 6-player because that's the Emperor's deck, and this is Muad'Dib's deck, or the Fremen deck. So different cards. Neat. New House Hagul cards. And then we have this rival. This is a new thing also. I believe it's something like you get 2 and pick 1. Lady Amber doesn't score points when she has gained her Swordmaster. Stop collecting resources. Signet ring for her soldier, or pick up 2 spies to get 3 soldiers. You're gonna have to read up how this works. We got the Beast, Stan Tubik, Gurney Halleck, Lady Margaret, Princess Aurelian, Baron Harkonnen, Lady Jessica, Fade, and Muad'Dib. There we are. All right, back to the base cards. This is standard 10, right? 3, 4. There's only 4 starter decks. or starting decks for 4 players. I actually thought they would put in the 2 more for 6-player variant, but I guess they don't need to because they have this for the setup for the commander mode. Also, bonds are a lot stronger and more favored now. And honestly, it looks like a lot of cards favor that. A lot of cards favor having factions. So I think it was 64 new market card decks, and 7 of them don't have any ties to anyone. We have a new intrigue deck. There are 65 intrigue cards. Is this just trash? And here are our new. I wonder why these are on the side. Because they're for the Emperor. Okay. So we have these objectives now, which is collecting the sets. Counts as a conflict you've already won. Counts as a conflict you've already won. Counts as a conflict you've already won. Counts as a conflict you already won. I only have 5 of these cards and 2 of them are... No. I feel like I'm missing one. Should be another Ornithopter. New. To look that up. So now you want to collect these sets. If you have 2 of them, they give you a bonus. I'm going to read up on the rules some more. See how I'm going to pack, sleeve, and pack everything. And I will be right back. As always, I like to see if I can get everything to fit in the box nicely, and I mean, it's a pretty big box, so that was not a doubt. I did throw away the insert because I like the card tray organization a little bit better. So we got our board, got our manuals, and as you can see, if you have an insert, you don't even need a big one. Everything fits fairly well. Now, compared this to Deluxe Imperium, I don't think anything's going to fit from that box into this box. This box is pretty full. So, in the base game Imperium, I have all the expansions there. And I really like the way they did this, because everything fits with the expansions perfectly. And of course, if you don't like the tokens, you have the minis, which I think are really cool. And I love this imprint of the Great Sandworm in here. But there's not enough space for everything else from the new Uprising set to fit in. Like, I could fit the characters, I'm pretty sure I could fit the resource tokens, and maybe the sandworms in there. But as far as card space, that's not going to happen. We want to do a comparison of the old board versus the new board. And they are definitely the same size. So the differences now are that Conspire has become Sardaukar, Wealth has become Dutiful Service, And instead of getting money here and paying spice, you get troops and intrigue cards. Or you don't get money anymore. Huh. But yeah, the spies, contracts, no money. Highliner, they kind of nerfed it by taking the water away. Full space is gone. Deliver spice just gives you water now. Selective breeding. The cost is cheaper, and you don't get to destroy draw 2. Secrets looks the same. Hardy Warriors, yep, they nerfed that because you don't get the extra guy, but you get to trash a card, which is helpful, but you have the agents. And then Still Suits is replaced with Ferment Kit. So it looks like water might be a little bit harder to get now. So up here at the Lancerad, okay, it's just because they nerfed that. So High Council, still 5, but you do get the second part if you already have the seat, which is really nice. Imperial Privilege now costs more, but you don't get the Mentat, but you get to pick up an agent, which is kind of the same. And this Swordmaster connected a lot, or this Spy is connected to 3 of them, so that's really cool. I do like the Swordmaster nerf too. So the first person to buy a Swordmaster costs 8, and everyone else it costs 6. So I like that change a lot. We have the Hall of the Oratory. Instead of a soldier now, you get an intrigue card. And then Gather Support, which I guess is Rally the Troops, basically. But you have 2 variants of it. If you pay nothing, you just get 2 troops. But if you pay 2, you get 2 troops in the water. So that seems worth it. Selling Spice, not huge money anymore. It's just 3 Spice, go up a rep, and get 5 Solari, which kind of seems like Secure Contract, but better. Accept a contract, get a contract and draw a card. That replaces Secure Contract. Let's check out. So the art is the same too. But now we have the spot for the contracts. Contracts are just worth 2 money unless you're playing with the Charm module. So the Great Flat has replaced the Deep Desert, or the Deep Desert replaced the Great Flat. And now it costs 3 water instead of 2. But you get 4 spice or a pick. Or if you have a pick, you get 2 sandworms. That seems pretty strong. Haga Basin is the same, except with the pick you get the sandworm. And Imperial Basin, it's the same pick. No pick, that's the same. Siege Tabar, it's now a pick for a troop and a water. Is it one of each, or you just choose one of them? Or a water, and you get to blow up the Imperial Basin, or the Imperial Shield Wall, versus a soldier and a water. Research Station got nerfed by 1 card, but you get troops in its place. Spice Refinery replaces Carthag. And you can sell spice off for make money. Controlling it's still the same. Arrakeen is the same. Okay. Sandworms are 3 fight value. That's really strong. So they removed that, if you didn't know how the game works. From what I understand, this is basically kind of a patch to fix some of the board spaces. I'll have to try out and see how much different it plays. I know the spies are going to be a big difference, and I really like it. Looking through the cards, there's a lot more interaction with the faction bonds. Money seems like it's going to actually be more important. I'll have to play to make sure if that's correct. And then, of course, the 6-player variant, I really want to try this out because this seems like a really neat system. That has been the unboxing of Dune Uprising. Slight comparison to Dune Imperium with the deluxe components and stuff. If you like what I do, please subscribe. Leave comments down below if you got any questions or you want to actually know more about the game. Other than that, take care, guys, and GG's.